Hey everyone, Dan from DizzyCat. Today we are going to learn about CSS style sheets. We don't need to use WAMP server, we don't need to be online to do any of this at all. We're going to do it right from our desktop, and yeah, we're going to learn a lot. So let's see, I have a sample folder set up called tutorials where we are going to be doing most of our work. So let's open it up. And I have these pre-made files already set, ready to go. So everybody should know what index.html is. So that's our basic HTML page that I have created right now, and that's our style CSS sheet, which I do not have linked. It's not linked yet. So let's take a click on index.html right now. And basically I have a very ugly looking page. We got h1 header, paragraph, h2 header, paragraph. Very bland, boring, no styling. So yeah, let's close out of that, and I want to show you something before we get into the text editor. I've seen a lot of people online here using Notepad, and yeah, it's time to upgrade, guys. This is called brackets. That's what I'm currently using, and like the cool little slick slogan says, they understand web design, and there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, and you'll see a few other things that you can do, and hey, it's free, download it. Yeah, I'm not being paid to say that, by the way. Alright, let's close out our brackets and we're going to go into my text editor, brackets. And you'll see I have index.html and style.css, the ones that we just looked at, already opened. Do not worry about these right now. These are going to be for later on in the tutorial. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to read over this and yeah, just cover what's in here. But before we do, basically you have the generic HTML head here with the the page title, meta description, which tells you, it's good for SEO, tells the search engines what your page is about, and maybe I'll cover SEO in another video. So yeah, in the body here we have the H1 header, and so basically I'll read all this stuff. So every quality website on the internet has what is called a CSS style sheet, or multiple CSS style sheets that it uses to provide styling, positioning, and even animation to its layout. As a good rule of thumb, always try to keep the amount of style sheets you use to a minimum. So what is a style sheet and how do we create one? A style sheet is a separate document, text document, that can sit in the same folder as your other website pages, in a different folder on the same server, or even externally on another server somewhere on the internet. For now, I will show you the basic fundamental process of how it works. So we're not going to link to a CSS style sheet somewhere else on the internet now, but now that when you see how it's done, how easy it is, you're literally just going to paste the URL where the CSS style sheet sits into where into our code that we have that we're going to end up putting up here. It's really easy. You'll understand as we go. So all right, let's go into the style CSS sheets, and I just have a comment up here that says, hey, this is the custom style sheet with no styling as of yet. So what we're going to do is go back to index.html, and I'll show you one of the cool things that brackets can do that Notepad can't. It's nice when you upgrade to the 21st century. So see this right here? I'm going to click this, and that automatically opens up your browser. So any HTML code that you change, you can change it and see it in real time. So obviously boring, right? So what we're going to start off with is I'm going to show you what is called Inline Css Styling, which I did not mention in here actually. This is the other type of styling that there is, that you're able to perform on your site, but don't do it because it's stupid. Coding wise, it's not good practice. You can do it if you want. Nobody's going to stop you. You're not going to get arrested, but it's better to use a CSS style sheet. it's definitely easier when you're working with a lot of code too. So let's do this. We're going to add a style tag. Then so you just saw that brackets auto-filled that closing quotation for me, which is kind of cool. It does that with all types of tags. So we're going to do, for right now, we're going to style it with a text align center. So this is a CSS command. If you don't know anything about CSS, I mean, just, struggle along. So all this is saying is I want to align the text in this tag. I want to centralize it. So I don't even have to save it actually. Which is cool. So check this out. So we're gonna click back over here. You see that? It centered it for us. Very cool. So basically, and I can even do something like this. So this is how you don't do CSS styling, but you can put them all next to each other like this and just separate them by a semicolon, and it works just fine. So let's do it again. All right, now your H2 header is in red and it's centered. So let's delete that actually, because like I said, bad practice. And then open it back up one more time just to show you. Alright, now it's back to normal. So now let's do the first way that I said, is you're going to link that to a style sheet that is in the same folder as your other website pages. So let's go to, so this right here, added.html, is the I made a page that lists all of the things I want to add to this tutorial as we go along. So this is pretty much what it is. So basically, for right now, we're gonna take this. So don't even worry about anything else you see below that, because I'm gonna explain as we go. So there we go. So I copied and pasted that into my style sheet, and if you don't understand this, that's fine, but this tutorial is supposed to just show you how to link the style sheet, but you're actually learning some actually basic CSS as well, which is kind of cool. So this is what I'm telling my HTML page once we link it, what I want to see. So if you do not know, but I would hope you do, so the generic heading structure in HTML is H1 through H6. So what I'm doing here is telling, I'm putting in my CSS style sheet that I want all of the headers. If I use H1 through H6 in my index.html, I want it to have this type of styling. So all I did here was it said color, which is cool. You can do hex, or you can just do like something like this. You can do that. And this is another cool thing about brackets, because obviously Notepad doesn't do this cool stuff, right? So let's just go back to my hex color, and then there we go. It's a black gray color. It's pretty dark. So then I'm telling it I want a font family of Arial, and then it's always good practice. Just for some reason, if the person that's viewing your site doesn't have that text for some reason, which I don't know why they wouldn't have Arial, but you just put something very basic like sans serif as a alternate, just in case. So that's what I've done there, but what's going to be called is Arial. So always make sure that whatever font you want to come first, comes right after the font family colon there. And then I'm just saying text align center. And so this is kind of cool. You'll see what I'm doing here. So what's also cool about CSS is you can use comments. So this is a generic HTML comment up here, where so anything inside of these right here are it's the text editor, and the browser is just not going to read it. So I don't want you guys to see this yet, so I'm going to comment it out. And there we go. So now that's not accessible by the browser in the text editor here. And then underneath the body, this is pretty much a global setting. You'll learn more when you get to know CSS, but all I'm saying is anything in the body, which is, you know, enclosed inside of this, I'm going to turn that red, right? But you'll see that I also had another rule up here that I want to change the headers to a different color. So some stuff will get overridden, but don't think too much into it. You'll don't get. I don't want you guys to get too confused. So font family again, I want it to be Verdana, and I don't even know if that's how you pronounce that, but hopefully it is. So, all right, let's link this to our HTML document. This is seriously super easy, guys. So let's go to the added HTML where I already have it pre-written. You'll probably have to write this out yourself, but hold on. I'm going to copy this, and literally all you have to do is take this. So I can give you some time, or you can pause it to copy it down. Then you're going to go over to index.html, and you're going to go up in your header here. So this is where you're going to put it. So this is all you have to do. And what we have here is link rel. It means what is its relevancy to this document. So we're telling it that, you know, the browser, that it's a style sheet and it's text CSS, and this is the name of the file that we're going to be using that holds our custom style sheet. Our styling. So what's cool is we don't have to do anything like this right now and do any type of directory stuff, because it's sitting in the same folder as our index.html. So that's all you have to type is the name. And before we do anything, let's go back. See, that's the name of it, style.css. So now we should be linked up. But what I want to do is obviously save each file, because I did update it, and I don't want to lose it just in case. So then let's go back, open up the browser again. See? Kind of cool, huh? So I don't know what's going on with this. This I did not do this as some type of styling. I literally just installed brackets today, so this is not a style that I added here. I think this is just outlining what's going on, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what it is, but I'm gonna figure it out right after I finish, doing this tutorial. So don't mind me. I sound like an idiot right now because I was not expecting that to show up. But ignore that for the moment, because I think it's just a part of brackets for convenience or something. I don't know, but I'll look into it. So, all right, cool. Basically, you have everything centered and in the Arial fonts, like I said. Then you have your red fonts and Verdana, I believe. Yep. So cool. That's literally all you do, guys. And then let's see. Let's go back to index.html, and we're going to change the directory that it's in now. So like I said, in a different folder on the same server. So this could literally, your CSS style sheet could sit 8 directories away in your server if you really wanted to. You just need to know the path. So let's do this. I'm going to go back to our folder where our files are sitting, and we're going to create a new folder. Boom. There you go. We're going to move this. Let's minimize that. So now check this out. Now that I've moved that, when I launch the browser, the styling should disappear because we're not linked correctly. See, now we're reverted back to the original, just this boring, lame crap here, because we don't have it linked correctly. So go back to here and see this folder right here. All we have to do is just put the CSS in front of the name. So check this out. And then that should do it. Let's save it. Oh, sorry guys. See, like I said, I'm gonna get better at this. Alright, let's go live and see what it does. And there you go. Pretty easy, guys. It's basic, but works the same way all over the internet. Stylesheet works the same way in WordPress. They're just sitting in same folder, different folder, and they link up in the header. Even the same thing with if you're linking to an external. So yeah, I'm not really sure what my next lesson is going to be, but I'm going to make a list and come up with a few videos that I want to do. So alrighty, enjoy guys.